Well, a tense day in the US as voting draws to a close. There has been an increase in security right across the country, including barricades at the White House and shop fronts boarded up due to fears of protests. The campaign has seen assassination attempts and fights between different supporter camps. Officials have even issued panic buttons following an increase in violence against those managing the polling stations and the voting equipment.
All right, for more, we're joined by journalists Hildebrand and Suzanne Mostyn. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Joe, first up, Trump has promised there'll be no violence, but this morning we've seen that bomb scare in Georgia, of course. What do you make of the tone of this election?
Yeah, I don't know how he can promise that. I mean, his supporters, as we've seen, can go and do whatever they want without any instruction from him. And there's, of course, questions about how much he actually overtly encouraged the last rebellion or insurrection or rioting, whatever you want to call it. But there is definitely, I don't think it is overstating the fact to say that there is the potential that massive unrest, what people have described as a kind of civil war, could break out, probably especially if Trump doesn't win, but possibly also if he goes, if he does win, you could see Black Lives Matter type protesters turn into riots. We saw sort of elements of that. Obviously, we saw rioting last time after George Floyd, and it's possible that after Donald Trump there were widespread protests. So it is really quite terrifying, and I think part of the problem is that voters these days and activists are so trapped in their silos. Like, if you're a Trump supporter, you are absolutely convinced that Donald Trump is going to win. Polls have been erratic and unreliable, so you're seeing polling that tells you one thing's going to happen, then another thing's going to happen. That makes you think it's a cheat, it's a fraud, people are interfering because it's not possible, because this was reality and now suddenly this is reality. So that's the disconnection.
Yeah, Suze, thoughts on this election day?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a sad indictment, isn't it, on the state of play right now, the febrile atmosphere in the so-called United States of America. Anything but united. Such division, hate, invective, rhetoric, and really damaging, right? Not like anything else we've seen before. And I think the whole boarding up and the preparation for what could happen, could we have a January 6 insurrection 2.0? The lessons need to be learned from that. They obviously have, because people are saying we've been forewarned about what could happen, as Joe said, and the Trumpers, they're so random, aren't they? And they're galvanised, and they'll be furious if Trump does not win. So, we are also questioning today, I am, about whether there'll be a respectful transition of power if Kamala Harris wins, but also that both sides have lawyers. They're lawyered to the hilt to take court action across all the states. It's a fascinating, adrenaline-driven day, right?
Yeah, Trump has said already this morning there are literally thousands of lawyers standing by to deal with whatever happens next.
A long
day.
Day.
All right, let's move on. A group of residents in one of Sydney's richest suburbs are calling for that local Christmas fair to be cancelled over fears of damage to grass and noise concerns. They've objected to the free event in Double Bay, claiming the family-friendly fair would leave litter, cause traffic chaos and create a loss of peace. Suze, around 5,000 people are expected across the day, which would finish by 8 p.m.
Outrageous.
Your message to the locals, please.
You're double babies. Come on. I mean, anything free in double pay is a very rare thing. And this is about joy. It's about community spirit. It's about kids getting their faces painting, buskers, having some street markets. It's no bigger than a school fete. Do we want to ban those in double pay as well? Come on. This is absolutely ridiculous. They're saying that it could catch on. The double bayites, they're terrified. It's going to spread to other suburbs. It's not COVID. It's not rabies. It's not even nits. So, don't worry about it. Let the kids have their joy, please.
Joe, the fair, this is the first time the fair, it's returning since the pandemic.
That's right. That's why they're so worried about contagion. Oh, my God, it could get to Vaucluse.
Council says it's surprised by these objections.
Oh, my God, in
Christmas.
heaven. Double Bay, these are the biggest NIMBYs outside of Mossman. This is the most amazing thing. They're talking about, this fair, this Christmas fair could create a loss of peace. I reckon they're taking the piece. It is just extraordinary. There was one objection to it that said, well, it could damage the grass and that could take some time to grow back. I mean, get off the grass. This is just the
No, get on the grass,
or
Joe.
maybe get on the grass. That might help them relax and find a bit of inner peace themselves. But it is just it's amazing just the lack of self-awareness some people have about what they're doing looks like from the perspective of everybody else. They've just managed to make themselves even more hateable than they already are.
And more people will turn up now,
That's
Joe,
right.
because we're all recovering.
Yes.
Fantastic.
If you want to be
show
popular,
up, show up.
That's right. And also, here's a bit of free PR advice. If you want to be popular, don't cancel Christmas.
Yeah.
Don't cancel Christmas. Just word to the wise.
Well, staying with us, Joe and Susan, sticking around. We're weighing in on the controversial wedding gesture that got everyone talking. Nothing like a wedding to bring out a few opinions. We're back after this.